So excited. I can't wait to share a lot of things with you all, my listeners, my supporters, my friends, my family. Thank you to Cousin Mike. Although Christmas is not about us, it's about Jesus. Let me make sure that everyone is clear about that.
We need to get back to the basics, I believe. And if we don't get back to the basics, because the world is moving so fast, we need to slow it down just a little bit.
We're just freestyling, y'all.
Now I have to ask you questions.
Oh, now you want to ask me questions?
I don't have any, but yeah.
Well, how you gonna ask me a question if you don't have any?
I make it up along the way.
Okay, make it up. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's take a minute to inhale and exhale. Red beans and rice or gumbo?
That's tough. I'm gonna go ahead and go with gumbo.
She knew she was loved. She knew that her mother did all that she could to help her, but something just did not click for her that she was worthy. Tori Talks, Season 2, y'all. Hey, y'all. What's up? Tori Talks is back for Season 2. Thank y'all for staying up to date with me and following me on Instagram and on YouTube. I now do video podcasts. So make sure you check that out on YouTube. And make sure you follow me wherever you get your podcasts. I'm on Anchor, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. So make sure you check me out. Follow me. Listen every week. I have some real good content this season, y'all. I can't wait for you to hear it. All right. So you want to do a podcast, right? Well, do like I did and go to anchor.com. Set up your free account on there and let's get it rolling. Hey, y'all. What's up? I'm back at you. Today I have a special guest with me. You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, Robert Tanner. Robert Tanner. This guy.
This guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so today, since I'm usually the one asking questions, Mr. Tanner wanted to ask questions of yours truly. So I give the floor to you.
Gotcha. So we are going to be discussing dating. In the phrase, is there pee in the dating pool?
Is there what?
Pee, urine.
Oh. Okay.
Is the dating pool
contaminated?
The main thing that I saw when you look at that phrase is they are saying that men aren't looking for commitment anymore. That's the pee in the dating pool.
Okay.
What is your opinion of that?
I mean, are you looking for commitment?
For me? That's between me and God. That's between me and God. I think for me, the end result is always marriage.
I don't think so. But to answer your question, I don't think that the dating pool is contaminated. Like men, I don't think it's the fact that men aren't looking per se for commitment. I think somewhere at some point, women made it easier for men to get what men eventually wanted, sex. And so since women made it easier, all men think that all women respond that same way. And that's not the case. There are some women who want to wait for marriage and or wait for something
Serious?
more meaningful than just sex.
Do you think just our generation? Like, if you had to put an age on it, do you think from
No, I
what
think
to
it.
what?
No, I think it was maybe Tiffany's.
I think people need a age. Just say person.
Oh, I said a person. Um, I think after our parents, I think that's when it started. So they're our parents' children.
Okay.
So that does not necessarily mean us, because
Okay.
I have a sister who's 10 years older than me.
Right.
So I think it started with our generation, but maybe a little bit older than us.
Okay.
That makes sense?
That makes sense. Do you think the increase of dating apps polluted it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was already polluted, but the dating apps or dating websites or whatever, like that just made it a million times worse.
Okay. So.
And I say that because I have experience with those dating sites, and they're garbage. They're trash.
So out of the trash dating apps, which one did you like the best?
Wait, what?
Out the trash dating apps, which one was the best out of the trash? If you had to pick one.
So I don't want people to be confused about which one or which ones I have experience with, right?
Okay.
So let me make it clear that I've been on Bumble, I've been on Facebook dating, and MySpace was a dating thing back in the day.
That was years.
I was on MySpace.
That was in high school.
That was in college.
Yeah,
you're younger than me.
A little bit of college. Right.
You're younger than me.
A little bit of college. So.
But I'm trying to think what else. What's the other ones?
I thought Bumble was like a friend. I think that was promoted as.
No, Bumble
you
is.
You can find a work friend. You can find a friend to find a date. I thought.
Yeah, okay. It's for all of that. Okay. But Bumble, like, it was so trash. And I'm saying that maybe because I didn't find anybody.
Cause you got some people with. I know a guy that got a success story with Tinder. And Tinder.
Oh, I was on Tinder. Ones. Tinder is the absolute worst.
Yeah, it was one of the worst ones, but he ended up finding, his wife on there. So I guess it matters.
Tinder is trash.
Okay. Do you believe that dating pool is limited?
No. I mean, I think people limit themselves on what they
come with too many requirements.
Not requirements, because requirements are good in order to say that you have standards, but I think people are too picky, and so with your pickiness, of course, it's going to be limited. Does that make sense? Like, for example, I'm not dating nobody of another race. Well, you're limiting yourself. That's not necessarily putting a standard.
Okay, So when you start each requirement limits more and more.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Now, as a Christian,
yes,
does that make dating even harder? Or is about
dating? Dating, no, because I believe, like, in your first 3 conversations, you should. Well, let me say this first. So when you're getting to know a person, I think you should be very vocal and have lots of questions, and want to know lots of things about the other person, because in those first few conversations, that's when you should know whether or not this person is a good fit for you to continue talking to them. Okay. And so if you encounter someone who is not who does not appreciate the questioning, then perhaps that's not the person that you should deal with, because I look at it as a sign of hiding, you know, hiding something.
Okay. So let's say you have the initial date and you're doing your Q&A, your 21 questions. In those 21 questions, is it, I guess, a Christian question? Like, do you say, what church do you attend? How's your relationship with God? Like, do you go that intense, or do you?
I think it just depends. Yeah, yeah. I think it depends on, like, whether or not you know the person a little bit 1st before an actual date. Whether or not you're just meeting the person. How the very first, as a female, I would be not reserved, but a little. I wouldn't be forthcoming with my questioning on the very first date, unless or until he is forthcoming with questioning to me as a female.
I think I got it.
You think you got it?
I think I got it. So in the first date or two, if his questions are more angled to that, that's your question. Is that what you're saying?
No, then I feel like, for me, I can be a little more free with my questioning, because at that point, I'm like, okay, we do share something in common, so I can relax a little bit and be myself more.
Okay, so
initially.
And you say that's in the first 3 dates. You should kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, so third date comes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you see it's not gonna work. Do you say, "Oh, I don't want to be unequally yoked"? Like, what
so at what point? What part of it do I know it's not gonna work? Like, what happened?
He done came out to you. He an atheist.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, sir, but we don't view life the same way. And I mean, I can be your friend, but that's about it.
Okay. We got any questions?
Is that mean?
That's not mean. I don't think it's mean. They might be sensitive enough.
Huh?
You might be sensitive. You might cry. You never know.
He might cry.
You never know. They got some sensitive people.
But at the same time, I think I would know if he's an atheist. Now, an atheist versus someone who just doesn't go to church or just doesn't, live that lifestyle, quote unquote, then that's different. I think I would know from the jump whether or not that person's an atheist.
So you saying it wouldn't even be a date because you're
yeah.
But people put great facades on them to impress people.
But so I wouldn't. Okay, so going out on the first date, that means I've talked to you a couple of times before.
Okay, I got you.
So it wouldn't even be a date because that should have already come out.
So you saying if a guy saw you walking down the street and he came to you and said, "Hey, I'd love to take you out sometime," that'd be the first date. So you really don't know him.
That's not the first date. We haven't gone out.
No, but y'all say we're gonna next time we meet up, we're having a date. So you really
but we're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk in between the day we meet and the day that we're gonna date.
Well, I don't know if y'all gonna be pen pals or not, but you just never know.
Pen pals?
Pen pals, text buddies. I don't know.
We can talk on the phone.
When that gonna come up, though?
Huh?
What I'm saying is, okay, y'all gonna talk on the phone until a date.
Because I'm probably gonna ask, did you go to church Sunday?
Okay, I got you.
Okay. Or did you go to Bible study? Me, that's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. More likely, I'm gonna ask you if you went to church Sunday.
Do you feel at this point that your dating is more intentional or entertaining?
So it depends
on
what I feel. So how can I explain this?
I'm a good interviewer. I love this.
So I think for me, of course, I always wanted to be intentional, right? I always have the end in mind of what I want to happen. But sometimes I fall into a place of um, not really wanting to take the person serious.
Okay.
Because I know that it's not going to work with me and that person. And so.
So you keep it going for entertainment purposes?
Yes.
That's hard.
That's the truth.
So you sitting there wasting both y'all time at the end of the day?
No, because I already know that's not what he wants. So I'm just there for entertainment.
Oh, so you already tell him. You tell him this ain't going nowhere, but we can be friends.
Yeah.
Then we can go to Hamilton and stuff like that, basically. That's what you're saying? I'm just making sure, we're on the same page. So, you believe that, end of the day, that the dating pool itself is not contaminated?
Yeah, I don't think it's contaminated.
Okay. You believe that people put restrictions on certain things, so the pool is limited, so they might think it's, because that's just a new thing that came out, I think, this year.
What?
There's P and dating pool or whatever.
Yeah, I never heard that phrase before.
Never? Wow. So.
But I'm not hip, so.
You didn't know about that. Okay.
And in case you didn't hear what he said I did not know about Bow Wow.
Don't worry about it, you guys.
Or the Orlando Brown Bow Wow situation.
So what questions do you have about this topic?
I thought this was your...
I'm just saying, you might have a question once I was getting a question.
No.
Okay. So, if you had to describe to all the listeners your ideal date,
ooh,
what would it be?
My ideal date.
Your ideal date.
So is this for like my first date or just any date?
No, I would say for ideal date. Let's say y'all been dating for a while, and you like, I want this next. My ideal date. So it don't have to be a first date.
So I love fresh flowers. So it would be awesome if that young man brought me some fresh flowers to start the evening or the day, whatever.
So put a pin in that. So you want a younger man?
I didn't say younger man.
Oh.
I said young man. I don't
Oh,
want
young
an
man.
old man.
Okay. Okay, okay, go ahead.
R. Kelly, Jesus.
Go ahead with your younger man.
So the fresh flowers would be awesome. And then I think I would prefer like a daytime date, or early, like late afternoon, early evening. I would like something like that because we could have like a bottle of rosé and go sit in the park or on a lake with, I don't know what to eat. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, crawfish.
Yeah, I don't know about crawfish. I don't know. I know. But I don't know what the food is just yet. I'm going to think about it while I'm talking. But we go sit on a lake and just talk and laugh and just enjoy being with one another. And then, so it's starting to get dark. So then we move from the park or the lake, wherever we are, and then we go to the movies and end the night with movies.
Gotcha. So you don't have a curfew, basically.
No, I'm grown.
Oh, okay.
Well, except for on Saturdays, because I
Because I got church in the morning.
Because I have church in the morning.
Because I got church in the morning.
But it's not like a curfew. It's just I get sleepy early. Because I know I have to wake up.
Gotcha. Did I film my 15 minutes? Yes. Did great.
That's all you wanted was 15 minutes?
But I just started this interviewing process. Just started. And I don't want to ask you too many questions because you might, get nervous. You already told me you got people, your ideal date. DM's about to start popping.
My DMs.
All that good stuff. So,
They don't even know my DMs.
Facebook or Instagram. Her email is hotgirl
Stop. No, it's not.
at yahoo.com.
No, it's not.
And that's about it. I don't have
What's your ideal date?
Oh, me? Whatever she said.
Whatever she say.
Whatever she said.
What's your ideal date?
Whatever she said. I ain't picky.
Well, what you gonna eat on your date? Are you gonna eat or no?
Whatever she want. She want tacos? We get tacos.
Ooh, tacos. I love tacos.
Well, there you go.
But what's your ideal date?
I don't have one.
You don't have one.
Okay. It's whatever. Yeah,
So
I'm
what do you?
going.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm easy going. I'm laid back. I'm gonna be happy and have fun with whatever's put in front of me.
Very good.
If I did well, I'll take it. What?
You out the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. What
So that's it? That's all?
I'm thinking. I had another question. I can't think of it.
You scared? Just ask it.
I'm not scared at all. I've never been scared a day in my life. Ever. But,
do you drink wine?
Yes.
So rosé? Trying to get a date, y'all.
I'm more of a Chardonnay, white wine type of person.
The dog. Every time. I'm not kidding. Every time.
Same got you. What you liking, huh?
No.
Okay. I got it.
All right, we back. Saint still balking, but sorry, guys.
Sorry. Do you feel?
I'm not.
Do you feel?
I already know where this is going.
No, it's not. That as a person that intentionally dates, that
I already know where this is going.
where's it going? Where's
Go
it going? So
ahead.
you can read minds.
Go ahead. I already know where it's going.
Is it hard to date somebody that reads minds? He can tell you what you're about to say.
Wait, what?
Is it hard to date somebody that reads minds and tell you what you're about to say?
I'm not going to tell you. Go ahead.
Let me know.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you feel like in our generation, with all the players and with all the players and all that good stuff, do you think it's harder to trust when dating now? Do you think people are out here dating multiple people at one time, then it gets serious, then they got to break up all these people? Or do you think people are going in there one-on-one, we're trying to make it work, and do what they do?
So I think generally, it's hard to trust people, generally.
Mm-hmm.
But when you really pay attention to people, you can, and listen to God, you can discern who you can and cannot trust. And when you listen to when people tell you different things, you should be able to decipher who you can and cannot trust. And what I mean by that is, like, for an example, if one of your friends or family members, they're always talking about somebody, I wouldn't trust them with my information because they're probably going to tell the next person about my information, So that's what I mean by, being able to discern and decipher, and you have to have a listening ear to see what they're saying about other people. And so likewise with dating, like the more you get to know the person, the more you will be able to trust them. Now, me personally, I don't go into a relationship. I'm not saying before the relationship, but I don't go into the relationship not trusting the person. Um, because I feel like at that point, I should have built up the trust, and we should have had several conversations about our expectations from one another and our expectations for ourselves. And so I don't expect, once conversations have been held, I don't expect the other person to intentionally um, harm or hurt what we've previously discussed.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that gets to a respect level. Gotcha. All right. Last question.
Hallelujah.
Two-parter. Okay. How? And I'm gonna give you my example of it. How big does foundation matter to you? And when I say that dating foundation, I mean as we talk for so long, I know this person where if somebody comes to me and say this person said this, I can say no. This person has said this because we done built a foundation. I kind of know how they move. I know how they talk and stuff like that. So how long do you think does it take in dating or even a relationship to build a solid foundation to where y'all are intertwined almost?
I don't think time plays a factor. And that's not just relationships, but specifically for relationships. I don't think time is the factor. I think the more conversations you have with the person, the more you get to know that person. The more you get to know that person, the more you trust that person. The more you trust that person, the more you can depend on that person. And so, for an example, a couple of weeks ago, I was asking someone what happened. And they said, oh, ask so and so. And so I said I did, and so said A, B, C, D. They said, no, that's not what happened. I said, so and so wouldn't lie to me, because I had that kind of relationship with them. And so, and I don't think that's because of the amount of time I spent with that person. I think it was because of, like the conversations I've had with that person. I think it's because of us getting to know one another and us being able to trust and depend on one another. Now, what's the two parts of that question?
How strong do you think your foundation have to be to move forward? Do you think you have to have a solid?
Definitely. I mean, it's especially because I'm dating with purpose, right?
Right.
And so, the foundation is what's going to, that's the only way we can build up, is if we have a strong foundation.
But, and I ask that because, a lot of people get married quick, especially nowadays. They think about their,
think about the now.
And the now. Yeah. So, that's fine,
Yeah.
I think people have to build solid foundations so they can decipher. Because they got some people that just talk just to talk. So they might say some mess to see how far we go.
Oh.
So that's why you got to build a solid foundation.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all for letting me be a guest on Tori Talks.
And thanks for letting him ask me all these questions.
Good questions, man.
You want people to come get some advice from you?
Oh, anytime.
Where can they find you?
Anytime. Y'all can find me on Facebook, Robert Dale Tanner III. You can come see me at church, at Community Church in River Red, right across the street from John Curtis. From under the leadership of my dad, Pastor Robert Tanner Jr., 8 o'clock in the morning.
Booyah! All right, y'all. See ya. Tori Talks, 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 Season 2.